Jealousy all in my eyes. Enemies only can see my demise. Envision my downfall, it's not in my view. I only look up, I will not be subdued. Can never submit, position is grip. The mission persists like it's built out of bricks. In the gym I commit, knocking shit out of shit. Hit equipment till I lose the feel in my fists. Precision my gift. Decisions are swift.
Hope you've passed your scuba license exam. It's the incomparable Roy Jones Jr., one of the greatest of all time, Pensacola's finest, an undisputed champion at 4 different weight classes. Sugar.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from Pensacola, Florida, here is a middleweight, a super middleweight, a light heavyweight, and a heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr. Fighting out of the blue corner from New York, here is one of boxing's all-time greats, with 174 wins in his 201 fights. A welterweight champion of the world, a 5-time middleweight champion of the world, Sugar Ray Robinson.
What a pleasure to be in this unique environment. Every seat has been taken for tonight's match.
All what's left is for the first bell to go. That's all we need now, because the build-up is getting ridiculous.
Thousands of fans here in attendance tonight, but when the bell rings, there will only be 2 that we're talking about. And we're off and running between these 2 really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. Beautiful counterpunch. They both want a highlight reel knockout. Big headshot, and he goes down. We have got to see that again in slow motion.
That's lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. You still want to stop.
Well, they beat the count and are ready to go again.
Look at his corner, look at the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe and move, get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner, somehow get to the end of the round.
He's got the advantage halfway through the round.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning, you can see who's got it in hand, you can see who's comfortable, or it's a bit of a mousetrap.
This one has all of those big fight feels you want from a prize fight. Here we go.
You can walk into an arena and be the hero. The pressure, the expectation, the desire from the fans. You can't get away from it. Ignore them. Lock it up. I know it's hard. I can hardly hear you, Todd. You've got to ignore them. Get on with your job.
Missing with the hook. So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Is there... Here we go for round 2. They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Missing with the hook. being a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then, whoa, wait a minute! Sugar Ray Robinson just got rocked. And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill.
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Roy Jones Jr. in trouble. And apparently no rest for the weary. Thought about taking a breath, but instead, they're in there throwing bombs again.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What did they do? What did they tell him when he goes back to the corner?
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. After what we saw in that last round. Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
How about that time counter shot? Missed him with that uppercut. And you can see here his face basically melts into his glove, and down he goes.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
They got knocked down, but didn't stay down. Once again, showing you how much grit and courage this fighter has.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
We're at the halfway point. There's no doubt who's won this round so far.
Perfect game plan. The thing is, can anybody figure out what to do to change this? It's a perfect start.
Perfect counter shot. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Beautiful counter shot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Talk about Roy Jones in that last.
Get back out there.
Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Gotta be feeling confident heading into this round after knocking their opponent down twice.
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
Catch and shoot. No rest for the weary. Right hook just missed. Big swing and a miss with the hook. So far as we've reached the halfway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
That counter shot lands. don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Nope, that hook won't score. Nice counter shot. Very close round with 10. Thank goodness we've got instant replay. We get to see it again.
I need to see that again.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Come to me.
Talk about Roy Jones in that last one. Time for the 5th round. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs will feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Bombs away. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour is a heavyweight, but the middleweight, it's the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. Do you know the amazing fights at a middleweight are ridiculous? That is what writes our history books.
Find a home with that jab. Nice counter shot. A swing and a miss with that jab. There's a counter shot. Those counter punches have to hurt. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. One punch could change everything in this battle. Well done with that counter shot. He threw a punch and just got countered. Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. From this on to the 6th round. As you can see here, a picture-perfect punch did the trick.
I've got to see that again.
You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. And here we are at Cambrian Hall as the giant chandelier provides light for what should be a fantastic showdown. And watching this live with me is Johnny Nelson. Introducing first, it's Katie Taylor, one of the best to ever do it, fighting out of Ireland. Katie Taylor, perhaps the greatest athlete Ireland has ever produced.
This is going to be an intense stare-off before the...
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, and now, from Bray, Ireland, here is a 2-division undisputed champion of the world, introducing...
You can tell both of these fighters are exuding... These athletes have been waiting a long time to square off. Here we go. Caution being thrown to the wind. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. They're both trying for a knockout. You can really feel the buzz in the air tonight. So much hype here in this arena.
It's so hot, it's so heated, there's a roof on here, you don't understand it. When you're working, when the noise is there, the pressure's on, you're thirsty, you're sweating, and you're on the wrong side of a beating, this can be hellfire on you.
She catches and counters. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A well-placed hook. When are we going to see a jab from these two? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, we know they've got the advantage. What do we expect to see here in round 2? Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter has been described as a swarmer, that fighter who attempts to overwhelm their opponent by applying constant pressure.
A swarmer, a good swarmer, will get inside you like a bee just pickpocketing and stinging you wherever you leave yourself open. A swarmer is the worst kind of fight to fight.
Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. She scores with that counter. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
You'd like to see more jabs. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. promise you, all three judges here. Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? The last round was massive for her, Johnny. How does she keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Counter shot by her. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. They both want a knockout, you can tell. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. As bad as boxing. Back at it in round 4. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed, they're confident, they know they just have to quick burst, boom! In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Could see it in their eyes. They saw that punch coming, and there was nothing they could do.
A shot from the gods took her out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You continue.
Well, they're back up, Johnny, but now what do they do to get back into this fight?
The corner need to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what their fight is capable of doing and what their fight can and cannot take. This is going to be a tough decision to make.
Total domination with 10 seconds to go. This fighter has been down. Back into the fray here in round 5. Last round was a disaster. What can they do here to turn this around?
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not on twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
You'd like to see more jabs. a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
These two women pretty close halfway through the round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. How about that time counter shot? The straight right just misses. Oh no, Katie Taylor hurt. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Well, let's see what the corner has to say. She needs some sort of inspiration, a different game plan, something. Let's start the 6. After that last round, something has got to change.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Gotta let your hands go a little. I can't believe it. They are giving up. So there you have it. It is official now.
Pick a side. Will you live? Will you die? Will you quit? Will you try? Sweating eyes. Who am I? Champion till I die. Every morning, every night. Boy, I gotta look alive. Now you can hear the crowd going wow. Yeah, you know who's up in the house tonight. The champions are back in your town. Feel the stands and make them shout tonight. The champions about to get down.
It'll be tough to forget this evening. How about your surroundings here at Valcour Bay? And hopefully we'll have the gym, the brown.
This back.
Usually you don't need a weather report for a boxing match, but we certainly do today as we fight. Great to have you with us for this all-action affair. We expect big things, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed. Nice counterpunch right up the middle. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. Only catching air with that hook. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Perfect counter shot. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Counterpunch is my favorite kind of fighting. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
Oh my God, Johnny! Tyson Fury just got buzzed. His eyes don't look good. Body language is bad. He could go down. Those counter punches have to hurt. Unlucky to miss with that jab. Oh, what a punch! And he scores with the counter. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about fury in that last round. The game plan.
Switch on.
On to the second round. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get sucked in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
But nice defense there. This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be honest. You've got to be honest. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Straight right just misses. Tried to score with the uppercut. And Tyson Fury just got clipped. The big fella might be in big trouble. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about fury in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in. On to the third. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Straight right just misses. No rest for the weary. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. Exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
These two were made for each other. When are we going to see a jab from these two? He's trying to fight back into this. Might just want to think of being a little more cautious, but look, he doesn't have that in his DNA. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. talk about fury in that last round. Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well done with that counter shot. Just misses with that uppercut. He threw a punch and just got countered. A straight right just misses. This is the heavyweight division. One punch could end this fight.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you're there and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. A straight right just misses. A perfect counter lands. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about fury. There's the bell to start round 5. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Nice counter shot. Perfect punch. Trying to land that jab. Punch, counter punch. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
And he misses with that jab. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about fury in that last round. On to the 6th round. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
You wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of a shot from that heavyweight. One punch changes everything in this division. It's the heavyweights.
Some fighters are just gifted with such hand speed, footwork, movement. They are gifted. They are the chosen few.
Both men step back for just a moment. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Beautiful counter punch. Missing with that jab. There's a scoring blow. Catch and shoot. How about that time counter shot? And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Do you believe what we are seeing? This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Fury in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
Come on.
Here we go. It's round 7. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
And that jab just missed with the left hand. Couldn't land that jab. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Good counter punch. One punch could end this fight for either of these two heavyweights.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
He parries away that left hook. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Fury in that last one. And there's the bell for round 8. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. Good counter punching. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
They exchange punches. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Good punch. You don't want to trade shots. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. So it was certainly close. A big majority win.
I didn't